What's up, YouTube?
Yo!
Back at it again, man.
Yes, sir.
It was your boy Gilly.
Marciano.
And you here with Reactions. Here to bring you some genius reactions.
Yes, sir.
And today, we got another top 10 for y'all, man. Got a whole top 10 playlist, so go check that shit out. But if you shot through all that, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and we really appreciate it. But we ain't gonna hold y'all up no longer. The top 10 video we got for y'all today is Scariest Things Found Buried Underground. This should be good. Yeah, this sounds good. Make fun of me now.
You are looking at the scariest thing ever found underground. Welcome back, Charlie here. It's easy to forget there's so much beneath the ground we walk on every day. Well, here are some times terrifying and unexplained things have been discovered underground. From a secret city of people found underground in Russia, to a disturbing room found underneath a mafia boss's house. First, we have to look at giants. If I told you giants used to roam our Earth, you may not believe me. But check out this video and try to explain it. Scientists were digging in a village near Shandong province in China. That's when they stumbled across some massive bones. At first, they assumed these belonged to a massive animal, but they soon realized these were human bones. In fact, there was a whole group of these gigantic people buried underground. These people were more than a foot taller than anyone else living in the region at that time. Mysteriously, they all passed away and were buried together. These men would have been giants at the time. The skeletons were 5,000 years old. Back then, people were much shorter, and China is one of the shortest countries in the world. That makes these giant skeletons even more impressive and mysterious. Who were they? How did they die? And why were they all buried together? Moving on, we have to look at the sounds of hell. Ever wondered what hell sounds like? Well, some Soviet scientists actually found out. This is the Kola Super Deep borehole. It's 7.5 miles deep underground. It is the deepest hole ever dug. It can be found in the Kola Peninsula in Russia. Soviet scientists wanted to dig to the Earth's core. This hole is deeper than the Mariana Trench, that being the deepest part of our oceans. But they did not reach the Earth's core. After they broke through the Earth's crust, they had to abort the project. That's because it was so hot their equipment would simply melt, reaching temperatures of 356 degrees Fahrenheit. Scarily, the scientists captured one audio recording before their microphone melted. This is what it sounded like. Many say this is the closest sound we'll get to hell. The sounds were so scary, some of the scientists even quit. It honestly sounds like the screams of people burning in hell. Moving on, we have to look at cursed money. If you found some money buried underground, you'd probably think it was your lucky day. But after hearing about this case, you might think again. In 2011, Wayne Sabaj was gardening in his backyard. That's when he found a massive amount of cash in plastic bags buried in his backyard. In total, there was over $150,000 in the bags. Wayne was unemployed at the time and thought his luck had finally turned around. That was until his 87-year-old neighbor said the money belonged to her. The woman said she believed the cash was cursed and so she buried it. That may sound far-fetched, but here's where things get crazy. Eventually, Wayne was awarded the money by a court, but he died just 10 days before he was set to collect the money. Soon after, Wayne's father suffered a heart attack, and not long after that, Wayne's neighbor also passed away. If this money is cursed, it literally killed everyone involved in this story. Would you accept this cursed money? Maybe 150 grand is worth the risk. Moving on, we have to look at a very disturbing discovery made in Moscow, Russia. In 2013, a secret underground city was found underground. The city was actually a gigantic sweatshop. 260 people had been living in this sweatshop city. Most of them were from China and other Asian countries. The underground city was one big sweatshop. There were work tables everywhere, but there was also a cinema, a cafe, and even live chickens. buildings. The workers said they'd been kept underground in this city and weren't allowed to leave. They'd been working 12-hour days for 7 days a week, and were only paid $100 a week. To this day, it's not known who owned this sweatshop, but it's believed it was high-ranking members of the Russian mafia. Moving on, we have to look at a very scary discovery in Philadelphia, USA. Construction workers were demolishing a parking lot. That's when they found something that made their jaw drop. The workers were supposed to be building new apartments, but they had to delay this and excavate the land. This was after they found many caskets underground. They were shocked to find one, but then more and more kept being discovered. The caskets were over 300 years old and contained real human skeletons. An old burial ground used to be located here. All of the caskets were supposed to be relocated years ago. Whoever was in charge of this lied and said they'd moved the bodies, when in reality they simply kept them buried underground. They probably did this to cut costs. This means that for many years people had been parking their cars over dead bodies. Who knows what kind of curses these drivers may have got. Moving on, we have to look at a giant pit. Do you really know what goes on underneath your house? After watching this video, you may think again. A man named Craig Wilson was doing some home repairs. That's when he noticed a small hole. When he looked in a bit more, he was shocked. He found that underneath his house was a gigantic pit. The hole went down a full 16 feet, and could have been deadly if Craig fell in. The cavern could have even swallowed up Craig's house. To this day, it's unknown if this was man-made or natural. If Craig fell into this, he likely would never have got out. Moving on, we have to look at a garbage can found in a forest. One day, a YouTuber named Metal Detecting 24 was using his metal detector in a forest. That's when his device starts beeping. He moved some leaves and found some planks of wood, and underneath the planks of wood he found a metal trash can. It was buried underground and had clearly been there for many years. The man prepared for the worst and decided to open the lid. Inside he found something incredibly eerie. There was the head of a female mannequin, and a blade was taped to the right side of her head. It may seem like a prank, but this was buried very well. So clearly whoever did this wanted to hide it. Some believe this may have been a killer practicing for the real deal. But to this day, this scary trash can remains unexplained. Metal Detecting 24 was very creeped out by this. He then quickly left the area. I'm not sure if he called police or not, but I honestly hope he did. This seriously seems like the kind of thing a serial killer might do for fun. It's a good thing whoever put this here wasn't lurking in the woods at the same time as this YouTuber. Moving on, we have to look at a rattlesnake nest. It's scary to come across one rattlesnake, but did you know that snakes live in large nests? One day a man named Michael Delaney was flying his drone. That's when he spots a snake in the brush. He follows its path and finds a big den of rattlesnakes. Michael looks at them with his drone up close, but that's when one of the rattlesnakes decide to strike. They launch up and hit Michael's drone out of the sky. Michael now realizes that he'll somehow have to recover the drone. That is, if he wants to see his drone again. Eventually, he grabs a hockey stick and is able to rescue the drone. Michael had to go very close to this rattlesnake nest to do this. If it was me, I'd think I'd simply abandon the drone. It's not worth getting bitten by a loose rattlesnake. Moving on, we have to look at a mafia house. A man named Charles is checking out a house for sale in Las Vegas. The house used to be owned by the mafia, but during the tour he finds a fake wall in the kitchen. He then finds a secret set of stairs which leads to a secret basement. The basement extends for a long time underground. That's until Charles gets to a white room with nothing in it. Connected to this room are two smaller rooms. The two smaller rooms are dark and soundproof. Maybe to cover up screams. To make things even scarier, they only have doorknobs on the outside. That way anyone locked inside it can't get out. It's scary to think no one could escape from these soundproof rooms. And in another room is a single bullet casing, likely meaning someone was shot in that room. The house does look massive, but I'd be way too scared to live here. Just imagine what would happen if the mafia came back. Finally, we have to look at a bomb found buried underground. On Christmas morning, construction workers were digging in Augsburg, Germany. That's when they made an a discovery that made them run for their lives. There was a massive unexploded bomb dating back to World War II. This had been buried underground somehow. It weighed 1.8 tons, and if their digging equipment hit the wrong place, it could have gone off. Authorities immediately evacuated the entire city. 54,000 people had to evacuate the city on Christmas. A bomb disposal unit then had to move the bomb far away, and then detonate it in a controlled manner. If it had exploded, then it would have covered a full mile in all directions. Here's what the blast radius would look like on a real map of the city. It sure is lucky these construction workers didn't accidentally set it off. Otherwise, thousands of lives could have been lost in an instant.
Man.
But now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the scariest thing found underground. If you want to see my short videos, then check out my shorts channel. I've been Charlie, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if—
But the scariest thing in this video probably was that bomb though. Cause that's, even once you find this there, now you super scared now, cause now it's like, whew, we gotta get this out. Like we gotta get this out. Like that's scary.
That bitch right there. It's been doing good so far.
You gonna leave it
right there? Hell yeah.
You gonna put the dirt back on?
Yeah, shit. Fuck that. I ain't finna be the one that detonate this motherfucker.
Right.
No.
You don't kill yourself. You kill everybody.
Everybody. The whole fucking city down there.
Everybody in heaven like this.
This nigga had to touch a bomb. Who the fuck?
Oh,
This
man.
nigga.
Hundreds and hundreds of people. Nah, bro, I couldn't go. That's too much pressure for me. That bomb would stay right
Yeah,
there.
that shit over with.
That's too much pressure for me. The one in the forest with the mannequin head, that's scary too. But I don't know. I don't even know why. Why would you like? You don't get nothing for that. So
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying. Like maybe he did it and forgot about it.
right? Yeah, like it could have been anything. It could have just been somebody fucking around. Like
You know, like I don't get that. And why the fuck do you walk around the forest with a metal detector?
there's a whole YouTube channel. He got a whole.
Like, why? We do something else. The fuck?
Oh man, they get freaked out. Nigga, you the freak. You out here with a man. If I was the police and you called me talking about you found this in the forest with your metal detector, I'm
Right.
like,
Nigga, you did it. Nigga. You going to jail, nigga.
lock his ass up. What was his alibi? He was in the forest with a metal detector for YouTube, old stupid ass.
What the
Come
fuck
on.
is wrong with people, man? That's just fucking ridiculous.
But appreciate y'all sitting through this, man. Hopefully y'all had a good time. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. And we really appreciate it. But until next time, we'll see y'all later.
Peace.